Today we have an ex-Springbok on the channel and he's going to pick his starting 23-man side to face Wales. It's Rudy Page.
4 defenders on that carry. And now Adrian Struss. Page. Scoop.
Springboks. And Tongi and Manambi pops it up for Page, and that's a first test.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to get straight into it. Who's your starting props?
Starting props for there, I'm probably going to have to go with Oxy. I think it's too soon to change a lot of things in the Springbok team. I'm going to go with a lot of the old boys. I'll go with Oxy at number 1.
Okay, I like that. And then Nchunu potentially on the bench. We'll get to the bench in a bit. Okay, hooker?
Hooker, this is a difficult one because I know Malcolm hasn't played in a while with his injury. I think if you look at that, I'll still start Bongi, but knowing that Malcolm needs game time, pulling off Bongi quite early to give Malcolm 35 minutes or 30 minutes of the bench. So that's the way I'll go with Bongi and then Mela.
What's your thoughts on Joseph Dweba? I mean, he had a good game for the Stormers against Glasgow Warriors. Is he there? He's sort of been in and out of the Springbok side.
Look, Jordan, I love Josie. I played with him. I understand his strengths. He's probably one of the best scrummaging hookers that's out there in the world. He carries the ball better than probably most hookers. And I'm extremely happy for him that he's playing good rugby. Again, he's a good player and he's got confidence. And once he's got that confidence, he is magnificent. So happy to have him back in the box mix, and he is a definite weapon that Rassie can use at any given time.
I love that. And then if Bongi starts, are you going to be captaining him? Or are we going to
let's first see what my team looks like.
Okay, I like it. Okay. Number 3.
3, Frans.
Have to.
It's easy.
Diesel tractor.
He selects himself, guys. Francie at tight head, and obviously knowing what comes after Wales, the importance of giving Frans game time and making sure that he's got enough under his belt. So Frans is a definite at the tight head for me.
Any thoughts on Neertling for sure?
Brilliant. Brilliant season. I think probably the best tight head in the URC.
Wow.
Just on actual form.
Yeah.
His scrummaging is one of the best. Stormers is lucky to sit with Frans, who is one of the best tight heads ever, and then having Neertling, who's had a brilliant season this past season. So the Stormers are lucky, and Neertling has been excellent, but I'll still go with Frans as my starting tight head.
And when we get to the bench, it's going to be between Vincent and Neertling, but we'll get there. Okay, then at number 4, this is, Salom Murat had a very, very good season for the Stormers. Eben Etzebeth seems to age like a fine wine. The older he gets, the better.
It's impossible, but he gets better.
So here you go in there, number 4.
Yes, this one is really difficult because it's probably the one game where you can give guys opportunity and a bit of exposure internationally, and maybe preserving Eben for that Irish test and making sure he's fresh to go for 2 rounds with the island. So I think my team selection against Wales, guys, will be purely on tactics. I'll go with Salman and rest Eben, knowing what we're going to need in the island games.
Okay, then into the real business end of the forward pack here, the Lucies. Now, we've got plenty of options here. Pepsi Buthelezzi's had a great season for the Sharks. Ben Jason Dixon, it seems to have come out of nowhere this season. One of the best players for the Stormers this season. Ivan Roos is always in the picture. Peter Steff, the toy, probably one of the first players you put down on the team sheet. Franco Mostert, we didn't even speak about him in the lock position potentially. Kwaka Smith, Mpilo Gumedo is now coming for Ches and Colby. Speak me through the 6, 7, 8 pairing, your combinations. This is probably the crux of the team,
This is very difficult because there's some players that played in Japan, obviously, and that has been off for a little bit. So I'll probably put Franco Sous, I'll probably put him at 5 instead of using him in the loose forward department. Peter Steff, easy. I don't think that we're not going to discuss that one. 7 is sorted. Kwaka Smith back, I'll start him at 6.
Okay, so Kwaka 6, Peter Steff 7.
Yes, Kwaka obviously game time, and obviously after his injury, making sure that he gets a good heat out at Twickenham. 8 for me is the one. Losing Dwayne, I haven't put in a lot of thought to it, but all of a sudden there's a big gap. Jasper is out, and I know Rassie loves a ball carrying 8th man. So the one would probably be between Ivan and Pepsi. Pepsi's speed, Ivan's dynamic ability to carry.
Remember, we still have the bomb squad to discuss, so
okay,
let me not miss out.
I'm going to go with Pepsi starting with the bomb squad in mind.
I love that.
Having a punch off the bench.
I love that.
So I'll start Pepsi, and I'm going to keep the other guys coming off the bench.
Okay, so Sos at 5, Kwaka 6, Peter Steff 7,
yes.
Pepsi 8. Absolutely love that. I cannot wait to get to the scrum half position because as we know, Mr. Rudy Page played scrum half for the Springboks. Another very, very interesting position to pick for this game. Before we get into that, Sanelo Nhamba. That was the one name for me. Yes, he did get concussed a couple of weeks ago, and that might be the reason he hasn't made it. But I mean, what more does he have to do to sort of get himself into a Springbok side with his utility at 9 and 10?
Look, Jordan, that's very tough, and that is, I think, we in a stage where there's so many good scrum halves in South Africa, and he's obviously the unlucky one not to make it. So I don't have an answer, but he has to do more. I think it's probably just preference, unfortunately. It's never easy for a player if you go through that, but extremely difficult because he was sensational.
Since the heartbeat of that line.
Yes, absolute and fantastic human as well. So yeah, gutted for the guy. Absolutely gutted for him.
But it's not over. Maybe we'll see later this year.
Guys, if you're enjoying this content with Rudy Page and Ex-Springbok, then please take a moment to absolutely murder that subscribe button.
Okay, then number 9. Morné van den Berg, Grant Williams, and then Fafi.
Oh, because it's a game where Rassie can not take risks, but give a bit of freedom, give game time. I'm going to go with Grant at 9.
I like that.
Personally, Grant is a scrum half. He's a fantastic scrum half. He had an excellent game in that final against Gloucester. I think he was, for me, the man of the match of that game.
His kicking in that game was phenomenal. Pinpoint every single kick.
And people don't realize his passing is phenomenal. People always talk about the speed, but his scrum half fundamentals is off the charts. So Grant Williams will start for me in that game. I think it's an ideal match to just have say Grant play 60 minutes, enjoy yourself at international rugby, and give him the game time at 9.
I love that because when I went to go watch the Springboks at Ellis Park, when was it, last year, and it was the 3rd minute or something, and he got injured, taken off. I felt very, very bad for him. So you got Grant Williams at 9, which I think makes it a little bit more interesting for your next pick at fly-off. There's so many fly-offs. Obviously, Handré Pollard's been included in the squad. He's not eligible to play, just in this training squad. Jordan Hendrickse, Sia Masuku, Sasha Feinberg, Gumazulu, and Manie Lebok. Who are you going with there?
Easy pick. Easy pick for me. Manie Lebok, definitely.
Okay.
For 2 reasons. Firstly, he's played international rugby for the past year, so he's settled in international rugby. So he's going to give Grant a lot of confidence that 2 of them have worked together continuously, so there will be understanding between the 2. And I just think Manie Lebok is brilliant. I think his ability to create tries for his teammates, he's got the hands of an absolute surgeon. He's got fantastic hands, and I'll take Manie Lebok any day at my fly-off.
So my hypothesis in the video that we dropped today, we're actually speaking about who Rassie should select at 10 for the Springboks.
Okay.
My hypothesis is if Manie Lebok starts against Wales, I think there's a 90% chance he starts against Ireland, because for my thinking, I think Rassie, specifically with Sia Masuku, who is probably the most informed fly-off in South Africa in my opinion. He can kick under pressure, his attacking game is phenomenal, his defensive game is phenomenal, especially with Grant Williams at 9. The shark combination. Is there not an argument to say, Sia Masuku, let's see how you go against Wales. If he performs phenomenally well, chuck him in against Ireland. Maybe put Manie at 15.
That is a possibility, but I highly doubt that will be the case. That's not something I would have done. I would have allowed Sia Masuku to stay in the Springbok mix, try and learn, understand international rugby. It's a complete different ball game to provincial or club rugby. But I think Manie has done absolutely nothing wrong. No. I mean, he is the reason why the Stormers in the last 3 years has been either at the top of the table, winning URCs or not. So, no, Manie Lebok, absolutely easy pick. He understands space, he understands rugby. He is really actually tough defensively as well. For his small size, sorry Manie, for your small size, Manie is absolutely tough, and he's an easy pick for me at fly-off then.
So then let's just fast forward a couple of weeks after the Wales game. Manie Lebok, Handré Pollard starts against Ireland. Because I think, like my hypothesis, if Lebok starts against Wales, that's, for me, Rassie saying, look, we back you, let's give you some game time, and then we go fire against Ireland.
If Ireland comes around, and I think I'll probably go Polly start, I'll put Manie on the bench, go 6-2 split, put Manie on the bench, he covers me fullback as well.
Okay, I like it.
You understand?
Maybe not, don't give too much away. Maybe we have you on for the Ireland game as well. Okay, enough fly-off talk. Let's talk, we'll just go back 3. We'll just do back 3 first, then we'll go into the centres. Back 3. Talk to me about Edwil van der Merwe. He's kind of been looked over for a couple of years, and now he's had a phenomenal season for the Lions, and deservedly he's made the training squad. Do you think he starts against Wales?
Yes, I think it's a definite yes, especially after the injuries. The Bok team has obviously picked up Jordan, so I think he's quality, honestly. His ability to finish, he's got a low error rate, he's got an exceptional work ethic, like he really just doesn't wait on his wing for the rugby to come to him. He's got an ability ability to get himself involved in the game, and I think that is something Rassie and the coaching staff has always loved, someone that throws their weight about and gets and contributes in every facet of the game. So Edward will definitely start for me this weekend.
And then on the other wing?
I will go with the old faithful Mapips.
I knew it. Pimpy.
The one and only finisher there. He's consistent. I don't think he's had a bad game in a Springbok jersey that I know of.
Yeah, I can't
honestly,
think of one off the top
exactly.
of
So I know the Sharks has had an up and down season, but Mapimpi definitely will start for me.
Okay, I like that. Then 15 gets a little bit more complicated. We do lack a couple of 15s. Willemse, injured. Billy LaRue, playing for the Bulla.
Come on.
Q and Horn had a great season for the Lions. Apelele Fassi seems to have had a resurgence of a season, and he's sort of back in people's mouths, and that people are speaking about him. I've always thought Fassi was great. Maybe just wasn't in the right system at the time, or lost a little bit of confidence. And then Sasha Feinberg and Gumazulu, almost a Damien-esque type of player. What you doing with that 15 position?
15 will probably go to Fassi.
Okay.
I think he's obviously gathered a lot of form, and his form is taking him to the international. Obviously, this international period, he's got a left footer that Rassie loves. At fullback. He's been in the international and the Springbok environment, so nothing will be new for him. And I just like his counter-attack ability. Counter-attack ability will give the team a good balance. Obviously, Sasha is, and no player wants to hear this, but Sasha would probably be the perfect fit for you from the bomb squad point of view. Covers 10, 12, 13, 15, 14 if he probably has to, and fullback.
He could be the new Frans Steyn.
So, but I think Fassi against Wales, that's definitely left-footed, attacking fullback that kicks well.
And he can cover wing if there's any problems. Okay, then we're moving to the centres, which is also a little bit tricky. I've really liked Jordan Hendricks at 12 for the Lions when he's played there. I thought he was very, very impressive. Against you, again, you've got Sasha who can play 12, Damon Delende, you've got Andre Esterhuizen, Ethan Hooker's now in the mix, Jesse Krill. Speak me through this one.
This one I'll go trusted and old and trusted. I'll go with Dukes and I'll go with Jesse.
Okay.
Just to give him some time together from an understanding, cohesion point of view before Ireland gets here. So their comms, they've got, obviously they always will have trust in one another, but just a bit of playing time together. I think obviously defensively, that's the Boks has always been our strength. There's a new defensive coach. So that would be my reasons in getting, not saying I don't want to give young boys a chance, but making sure that our two centres that's going to start the Irish Test matches and going to start against the All Blacks are playing together in this new system. So they would obviously know it off heart. So it would definitely be Dukes and Jesse that will get the nod in the centre pairing for me, which is really difficult, but that is the way I would go.
I like that. Okay, then, so we've covered the starting 15. Now we get interesting. Are we going bomb squad? Are we going nuke squad? Are we going the conventional 5-3 split here?
I think 6-2.
6-2.
6-2 split is the way forward. The nuke squad gives me
nightmares.
Gives me absolute nightmares, to be totally honest with you. So I'll just go with a normal bomb squad, 6-2 split on the bench. I think that's the method that we're going to beat. Obviously Wales first and then going into the island. Okay,
and just speak me through your bench real quick. Two props
will probably, as you see, Vinci can cover.
He can cover both.
That makes it really interesting. Vinny covers both. Do we want to blood a youngster in there? I might select Vincent and Nettling on the bench.
Okay, I like it.
I know that is other people won't be. The fact is I get both three tight heads game time. Oxy is probably one of the players internationally that can last 80 minutes. He's used to it at the Sharks. He's an absolute machine. And Vincent can play loose head obviously, so that will be my two props on the bench.
And then you said Bongi starts, Malcolm on the bench.
40-40 early, yeah. Even 40-40, that'd probably be ideal.
Yeah.
Make sure that Malcolm and Bongi gets ample amount of game time. We are absolutely blessed.
I can't believe we have two hookers like that.
We are blessed to have two of the best hookers in the world.
Okay, then the final three of the forwards on the bench. I think it gets a little bit more complicated here. Are you putting Eben on the bench or are you resting him for the entire game, fresh for Ireland?
I would rest him completely.
Okay.
That would just be, I think, give him a good rest, complete 2 weeks, niggle-free, injury-free, like get his engine, his fuel. We add the fuel, we fill him up. So I'll definitely rest Eben completely, which makes it interesting.
So you're going to pick 3 Lucies.
We have to go 3 Lucies and Peter Steff slotting back into the 4 or the 5 jumper. So that will be Ivan Ruiz. I'll go with, I think, PJ will be a really good. I think Rassie loves probably his work ethic and the amount of tackles. He's a very like Peter Steff.
Yeah.
Do I need one more?
You need one more. Pilo Gumede. Oh, that's your only option.
Yes. So the three of them have to be there.
They have to be there. Which is quite a crazy story when people made it not being in.
Nuts.
And now Chesn out and he's could be playing.
Oh, okay, then I think I'll pick Evan on the bench and I'll go with BJ and Evan Roos.
Okay.
I think that's the way I'll go on the bench.
I think Evan might have to play.
Yeah. Looking at it, it's but then only when needed.
Yeah.
Only
If
when,
needed.
if needed, then I'll put him on, but then Evan on the bench.
But could you not see Rusty then going with a 5-3 split?
It's a good option, but you also don't want to you don't want to lose a test. That's never. I know for a fact no Springbok team will lose a test. I think even on the bench, but only play him if needed. That's the way I would go.
Okay, and then your two backline players on the bench.
If I start Grant, I'll go Sasan Gomazulu. Mani starting, then I'll go Sia Masuku.
And give him 20-30 minutes at the end there for Lebok, and then maybe move Lebok to 15.
No, I can't start. I can't put. I need to put a scrum half on.
You do?
Fafi.
Yeah, I have to.
Faf, because of just obviously coming back from Japan. So Faf comes on and Sasan Gomazulu covering a bit of everything.
Yeah.
With Mani being able to do the same. If Faf needs to go to fly off maybe, whatever I see, but that's the two guys I'll have on the bench. You cover every corner. Grant can play wing, Sasa can play 10, 12, 15, Fafi can play 9 and 10. So yeah, that sounds like a good team. Wow.
And then final thing, who you giving the armband to?
If Ebi, I'll give it to Bongi.
Okay.
Yeah, Bongi's done an exceptional job. The team follows him. They have got a good leadership group with him, Eben, Sian, all the boys. Bongi, a captain.
And then final prediction for the game.
I think it will be extremely difficult. I think Wales under Gatlin has never been an easy team. I do believe our boys will win. The conditions will be excellent at Twickenham.
Yeah.
Summer, England.
Should we go?
Sun will be out, the ball will be dry. I would go box by 10.
Box by 10.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Guys, if you haven't, go and subscribe to Behind the Ruck. We'll put all their socials down in the description of the video. Thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jordan, man. Pleasure.
And if it does well, we have him on for Ireland. Subscribe.